now. All right. Okay. More deep issues, more laughs, more everything, I hope. So much more to come. Welcome back to Eddie B TV. I'm, of course, Eddie B. Nice to see y'all. And we are back at you again today with another reaction video. And on this wonderful, wonderful Friday, we are going to get into another doozy today. At least I'm thinking it will be because of who it's coming from, for sure. We're going to get into some more George Carlin today. And, you know, there's always going to be a lot of George Carlin in my videos coming up because I just want to absorb so much from George. He was like one of the most intellectual minds in stand-up comedy and entertainment in general. And he always seemed to latch on to the shit that I was thinking about or going through or whatever, just conveniently timed all the time. You know, he was always just there when I needed it, you know. Just great comedian. Like I always say on my other videos with him in it, on my Mount Rushmore of stand-up comics, man. Just amazing. So we're gonna get into another bit from him today, and this one is gonna be called Religion is Bullshit. Oh boy, just hearing those words together, man, just scrambles my brain up and just prepares to put the words in order for them to be vomited out my mouth, man. But you know, it's just an amazing title to a video. Now, I do know that George Carlin was not a believer in God. He explained it in many different ways in many of his videos, but yeah, we're gonna check out what this one means, man. I'm not a believer in God also, but we'll get into that depending on what he's going to say in this bit right here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said here, George Carlin with let's rewind that. George Carlin with Religion is Bullshit. And if you like this reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going. Pretty please? Yes. And yeah, we're gonna quit the act and get into this one. But before I say anything else, there was a couple of my videos that went on the block list, a couple of Angelina Jordan videos. I don't know what the deal is with that right now. I'm checking them out. I don't know exactly what that means. You know, I looked over trying to figure out what the deal is, but for now, at least, they're blocked until a dispute gets solved of some kind. Still learning how all this shit works, man, so it's confusing, but I'll breathe on that for now. Just bear with me to all the Angelina Jordan fans out there. I want those back up, man. Sad, and it's messing with my head. All right, veering off topic, let's get back to the task at hand here. George Carlin with Religion is Bullshit, right here on Eddie B TV. Wonderful Friday. Thanks for rocking with me again on another day, another Friday, another stand-up comedy day. Let's see what we're working with today. Let's go.
But in the bullshit department, a businessman can't hold a candle to a clergyman. Because I gotta tell you the truth, folks.
Okay.
I gotta tell you the truth. When it comes to bullshit, big time, major league bullshit, you have to stand in awe of the all-time champion of false promises and exaggerated claims, religion. No contest. No contest. Religion easily has the greatest bullshit story ever told. Think about it. Religion has actually convinced people that there's an invisible man living in the sky who watches everything you do every minute of every day. And the invisible man has a special list of 10 things he does not want you to do. And if you do any of these 10 things, he has a special place full of fire and smoke and burning and torture and anguish where he will send you to live and suffer and burn and choke and scream and cry forever and ever till the end of time. But he loves you. He loves you.
I know.
He loves you and he needs money. He always needs money. He's all powerful, all perfect, all knowing, and all wise. Somehow, just can't handle money. Religion takes in billions of dollars, they pay no taxes, and they always need a little more. Now, you talk about a good bullshit story. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get all into this.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. But I want you to know something. This is sincere. I want you to know, when it comes to believing in God, I really tried. I really tried. I tried to believe that there is a God who created each of us in his own image and likeness, loves us very much, and keeps a close eye on things. I really tried to believe that, but I gotta tell you, the longer you live, the more you look around, the more you realize something is fucked up. Something is wrong here. War, disease, death, destruction, hunger, filth, poverty, torture, crime, corruption, and the ice-capades. Something is definitely wrong. This is not good work. If this is the best God can do, I am not impressed. Results like these do not belong on the resume of a supreme being. This is the kind of shit you'd expect from an office temp with a bad attitude. And just between you and me, in any decently run universe, this guy would have been out on his all-powerful ass a long time ago. And by the way, I say this guy because I firmly believe, looking at these results, that if there is a God, it has to be a man. No woman could or would ever fuck things up like this.
I'll get into that too.
If there is a God, if there is, I think most reasonable people might agree that he's at least incompetent and maybe, just maybe, doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a shit, which I admire in a person and which would explain a lot of these bad results. So rather than be just another mindless religious robot, mindlessly and aimlessly and blindly believing that all of this is in the hands of some spooky, incompetent father figure who doesn't give a shit, I decided to look around for something else to worship, something I could really count on. And immediately, I thought of the sun. Happened like that. Overnight, I became a sun worshiper. Well, not overnight. You can't see the sun at night. First thing the next morning.
Okay, sunrise.
I became a sun worshiper. Several reasons. First of all, I can see the sun. Okay? Yeah. Unlike some other gods I could mention, I can actually see the sun. I'm big on that. If I can see something, I don't know, kind of helps the credibility along, you know? So every day I can see the sun as it gives me everything I need. Heat, light, food, flowers in the park, reflections on the lake, an occasional skin cancer, but hey, at least there are no crucifixions, and we're not setting people on fire simply because they don't agree with us. Sun worship is fairly simple. There's no mystery, no miracles, no pageantry, no one asks for money, there are no songs to learn, and we don't have a special building where we all gather once a week to compare clothing. And the best thing about the sun, it never tells me I'm unworthy. Doesn't tell me I'm a bad person who needs to be saved. Hadn't said an unkind word. Treats me fine. So I worship the sun. But I don't pray to the sun. Know why? I wouldn't presume on our friendship. It's not polite. I've often thought people treat God rather rudely, don't you? Asking trillions and trillions of prayers every day, asking and pleading and begging for favors. Do this, give me that, I need a new car, I want a better job. And most of this praying takes place on Sunday, his day off. It's not nice, and it's no way to treat a friend. But people do pray, and they pray for a lot of different things. You know, your sister needs an operation on her crotch. Your brother was arrested for defecating in a mall. But most of all, you'd really like to fuck that hot little redhead down at the convenience store. You know, the one with the eye patch and the club foot, huh? Can you pray for that? I think you'd have to. I say, fine, pray for anything you want. Pray for anything. But what about the divine plan? Remember that? The divine plan. Long time ago, God made a divine plan. Gave it a lot of thought, decided it was a good plan, put it into practice. And for billions and billions of years, the divine plan has been doing just fine. Now you come along and pray for something. Well, suppose the thing you want isn't in God's divine plan. What do you want him to do? Change his plan? Just for you? Doesn't it seem a little arrogant? It's a divine plan. What's the use of being God if every rundown schmuck with a $2 prayer book can come along and fuck up your plan? And here's something else, another problem you might have. Suppose your prayers aren't answered. What do you say? Well, it's God's will. Thy will be done. Fine, but if it's God's will and he's going to do what he wants to anyway, why the fuck bother praying in the first place? It seems like a big waste of time to me. Couldn't you just skip the praying part and go right to his will? It's all very confusing. So to get around a lot of this, I decided to worship the sun. But, as I said, I don't pray to the sun. You know who I pray to? Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci.
Joe.
2 reasons. First of all, I think he's a good actor, okay? To me, that counts.
Yeah.
Second, he looks like a guy who can get things done. Joe Pesci doesn't fuck around. Doesn't fuck around.
Yeah.
In fact, Joe Pesci came through on a couple of things that God was having trouble with. For years, I asked God to do something about my noisy neighbor with the barking dog. Joe Pesci straightened that cocksucker out with 1 visit. It's amazing what you can accomplish with a simple baseball bat. So I've been praying to Joe for about a year now. And I noticed something. I noticed that all the prayers I used to offer to God and all the prayers I now offer to Joe Pesci are being answered at about the same 50% rate. Half the time I get what I want, half the time I don't. Same as God, 50-50. Same as the 4-leaf clover and the horseshoe, the wishing well and the rabbit's foot. Same as the mojo man. Same as the voodoo lady who tells you your fortune by squeezing the goat's testicles. It's all the same, 50-50. So just pick your superstition, sit back, make a wish, and enjoy yourself. And for those of you who look to the Bible for moral lessons and literary qualities, I might suggest a couple of other stories for you. You might want to look at The 3 Little Pigs. That's a good one. Has a nice, happy ending. I'm sure you'll like that. Then there's Little Red Riding Hood, although it does have that X-rated part where the big bad wolf actually eats the grandmother, which I didn't care for, by the way. And finally, I've often always drawn a great deal of moral comfort from Humpty Dumpty. The part I like the best, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Yeah.
That's because there is no Humpty Dumpty and there is no God. None, not one, no God, never was. In fact, I'm gonna put it this way. If there is a God, may he strike this audience dead. See, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Everybody's okay. All right? Tell you what.
You went after the audience first.
Tell you what. I'll raise the stakes. I'll raise the stakes a little bit. If there is a God, may he strike me dead. See? Nothing happened. Oh, wait. Got a little cramp in my leg. And my balls hurt.
Oh, no.
Plus, I'm blind. I'm blind. Oh, now I'm okay again. Must have been Joe Pesci, huh? God bless Joe Pesci. Thank you all very much. Joe bless you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah. There we go with that one. Well, that right there is, I woke up not even an hour ago to do this, and gave me a nice little pick-me-up right there. Most definitely, man, that was George Carlin with Religion is Bullshit. I've had many of debates with different people in my life over this religion thing, and it never ends. It never ends nicely. We're not all cordial at the end for the most part. Some people are objective enough just to have their opinion and let other people have theirs. But it's very very sketchy to me. Always has been. I grew up in a Christian household. I was raised Christian. I went to a Christian church. And it's from a very young age for me. I always had this disdain and this like confusion and frustration in my heart for religion. I hated going to church. the stories were boring, and if they weren't boring as I got older, they just didn't make sense for the most part, you know, and it was just really a confusing time, you know, for me, because I had to go to church and I didn't want to listen to any of this nonsense. It was just, you know, I used to feel so much fear for who I was being raised by for some parts, because I'm thinking, if you guys are into this nonsense, then I don't know if I can take you seriously. You know what I mean? It's just like, and as I got older, me distancing myself from religion and God became more and more and more frequent. You know, I just hated hearing about it, you know, and for the most part, you know, when I tried to actually take it seriously, because that's something that he said that really rang true when he said he really, really tried to believe in God, you know, and I really tried to. You know, I used to go out, I used to go to school, and I used to go to other places, and people would act certain ways, and I'd be like, well, just go to church, you know, just get some God in your life, you know, like people used to say to me. And everyone just looked at me, and, you know, it just cut me off from being a part of the group and all that. And in many, many ways, religion almost ruined my life completely. You know, I put my effort and faith and, you know, and trust into something that just never, ever had my back. You know, and I can't speak for everybody on it. Just like I said, you know, religion is something that if you use it the right way, I say it could have benefits in your life, you know, but for people with logical brains and, you know, and don't use this before this, you know what I mean, you tend to really find out what the deal is, you know, and granted, nobody really knows. People can say that they know that there's a God out there and they know that he doesn't exist, but me, I don't care to say either one. I just know that there's no proof, no evidence for me to support that, you know what I mean, and it just always used to piss me off so much, you know, that I had to, like, you know, deal with all this, you know, but I got to an age where I just said, you know what, I'm done with this. This is not helping me. This has made my life terrible and miserable, and I feel myself being more and more angry and sad all the time, even with this here. You know, accept Jesus Christ into your heart and do all this and, you know, pray and all that. I mean, praying is nothing more than just talking to yourself. You know, I sit there like, dear Lord, thank you so much, and I'm like, I'm just talking to me. Nobody gives a damn. There's no one out there listening to my prayers, you know. And, you know, it's just one of the sad things about it, you know what I mean? Religion, for some people, like I said, is a good thing. For most people, it's really just like this shot right here in your chest, you know what I mean? It just leaves you there defenseless, you know? People who put their trust and belief in something that doesn't help them, you know? And when he started bringing it up, you know what I mean? It's just like a businessman and then a religious person, a preacher, reverend, whatever. It's like the fact that he said like the clergyman is worse than the businessman, and that really says a lot. This businessmen are just, you know, most fucked up people you'll ever run into, man. It's really disheartening, you know? But, you know, it's all over the country, all over the world, you know what I mean? Some people are more into religion than others. Some people rely on it for this and this and that. And no matter how you spin it, man, I think that religion is very, very screwed up and very dangerous, you know, and just very redundant, you know, just to say the least, you know. But, you know, it goes deeper than that, you know what I mean? It's just like, to convince people that there's an invisible person hovering over your every decision, who knows everything. You know, I grew up in the church, and one of the things that used to piss me off when someone said in a church play I did, one of the lines was, God scheduled each day of your life before you began to breathe. And I thought, wow, that has to be the most disrespectful, most cold-hearted thing I've ever heard. Because when hearing that, immediately I go to, so God scheduled this person to get murdered in a park at night. God scheduled this young woman over here to get raped. You know what I mean? God scheduled these kids to get shot at this school. And I used to be like, wow, man, if that's what the God up there is scheduling in this world, I want no part of him, you know? And all the things that he mentioned, war, disease, and hunger and all this other stuff, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know, that's at the hands of God right there if he really did exist. And he was like, oh no, it's the devil's doing and all that. I'm like, well, God made the devil. He can stop it if he wants to, but he just doesn't because he's not real. because it's all bullshit, you know what I mean? When you create something that controls the minds and the moods of the people, no wonder, you know, the world is the way it is. So it's just how I feel about that. And to bring up some other things though that I had to say, he was talking about how if there is a God, it has to be a man because no woman would fuck things up like this. Well, that is very true, but not true the way you think, you know what I mean? Women wouldn't fuck up the world the way men have fucked up the world. Women would fuck up the world the way women could fuck things up. You know what I mean? You know, don't give women that much credit. You know what I mean? Because women have their own ways of messing and screwing things up, and you know, don't let that be lost on you. Okay? That's not dick ride either side. You know, because we all know the potential of each gender to be full of shit. You know what I mean? It's very evident when you walk out into the world and you just open your eyes and look and listen. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that one. But you know, it's like the praying part, just like I said, was the most, you know, I think the most pivotal part, because it's like, if things aren't going right in your life, you just put your hands together or whatever, you just close your eyes and you just talk to somebody. Talk to the Lord up there and just be like, I want to, oh my goodness. It used to make me so mad, man. I remember throwing things around my room once as a kid, because I'm like, why isn't anyone listening to me? Well, I was an angry kid, but but yeah, man, George Carlin, man, you know, to hear him break it down like this really takes me back to a time when I was really trying to figure out what the deal is. Like, how can I make sense out of all this, you know? And to all the people out there who have a belief in something, whether you're Christian, whether you're Catholic, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Buddhist, whatever, right? If it works for you, if it makes your life worth something, okay, hang on to it. Do what you gotta do. But just don't be closed-minded to how people use this to a negative advantage, how people use it terribly, like to further a really screwed up agenda. And you know, just don't be dumb. That's all I'm saying, man. You can feel like something is there if you really believe in it, man. But use this first, because like I keep saying, this is the president, this is the vice president, okay? This one runs everything. This runs everything. This runs a lot too, but this runs everything. So just use this first, please. That's all I can really say about that, you know. And I mean, it was also funny. I was talking about how he praised Joe Pesci. I like Joe Pesci, you know what I'm saying? He's been in a lot of movies, man. He's like a legend to me. But you know, I just think that when he said pick your superstitions, if you're gonna pick one, and then just make a wish and whatever. But I can't really make those kind of wishes, man. I kind of just live every day just knowing that I gotta handle some kind of business, and if I don't do it, I'm assed out, you know. And that's really the name of life, not really what some invisible person in the sky is telling us. But you know what? I'm ranting a little bit too much, but let me just say one thing, if I could pick out one more thing from the video that I was listening to. And it's not good work. Like, everything that's going on in this world is not good. You know what I mean? This is like very few good things. You could pick out things you could smile and, you know, and feel nostalgic about, you know what I mean? It's just like, but overall, the majority of it is just terrible, you know? And the way things go on in other countries, man, how's that supposed to make you feel about religion too? And, you know, and I guess one of the worst feelings I have is like for all my black people out there, man. It's like for all the nonsense that's happened to black people and Mexican people and Indian people and Jewish people, the fact that they believe in God, there's an abundance of people, of those race of people that believe in God, is just, it's just like heartbreaking to me, because you really think that this is the workings of some God? You know what I mean? He put black people through all that, you know what I mean? Killed a bunch of black people, killed a bunch of Jewish people, killed a bunch of, you know, it's just like, wow. Indian people, man, you know, all this nonsense, you think this is at the hands of God? Maybe y'all got some thinking to do, because that right there, man, every time I think about it, and I have been in debates with other people, I just want to look at them, it's like, wow, you really believe that? And people will come up with these, you know, weird ways of rationalizing religion and trying to defend it, but man, just defend it for you, don't defend it for the rest of us, okay? And I know I'm sitting here, you know, being on the opposite end trying to defend my standpoint, but hey, I'm just telling y'all how I feel, you know? If you enjoy what I'm saying or have anything to say about what I'm saying, bring on the comments, man, because I told everybody, I'm not for the offended people. Give me all your opinions. I don't care if they go directly against everything I'm saying, because I want to know. I'm trying to reel everybody into my world, man, so come on in. Give me your piece and I will give you mine. because that's what the whole purpose of this thing is. To have fun with a bunch of people, man. I'm trying to build a cult following here, man. I really am, but hey, you guys have the right to choose what you guys absorb. That's the fun part, isn't it? All right, that's enough yakking out of me, man. That was George Carlin one more time with Religion is Bullshit. And if you like that reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going, like I said. And yeah, that's gonna be all for the stand-up comedy this week, man. You know, I'm getting into some new things, you know what I mean? And one clip this week I got into that was new, someone that I've never really even heard of. And I definitely got my laugh on listening to Miss Sarah Milliken. And I hope to get into more stuff in the upcoming weeks, man. It's a long journey ahead of us, man. And I hope y'all continue to rock with me. So yeah, it's gonna be into that. This is gonna be Eddie B TV signing off one more again here. Wonderful Friday. Thanks y'all. Thanks to y'all for rocking with me one more time. Love and appreciate y'all. Peace.